Hey guys, it's another hot day here in Perth, Australia. I hope you guys are doing a great job. I just thought I'd make this quick video. I've just been busy. But I'm gonna title this video Why African Americans Might Fail in Africa. Why do I say this? I'm just going on from by looking at what people are doing. There's a lot of people, like educated people, have gone there with their ideas already, and they're doing great. Most of the people are not even on YouTube. But I'm looking at the people on YouTube. I look at the guys in the Gambia, the Bag family. I really like that family, and I hope they succeed. I know a lot of other African Americans are wishing them to fail, but I believe they have the tenacity not to fail. They're not gonna win, they're not gonna get everything right, but eventually they're gonna get things right. There's there's a better route they can use, but I think that naturally that's just the way they go. If they want to do something, they do it, and they're not scared to make a mistake. Sometimes you gotta have that attitude. But why do I say African Americans? Why I think they might fail? It's because there's no cooperation. There's no cooperation among themselves. I've heard of I think it's Dr. Claude Anderson. He's written a book about group powernomics. And one day when I have time, I'll start because I talk about the same thing. I was talking about the same thing, and then I realized when I came across this book, it's the stuff I've been talking about. So I'm not seeing that among African Americans. You have to come together. You have to come together. And then secondly, you have to let the government know, the government departments, the government institutions, to let them know that you were there and you mean business. What do I mean by this? Right? If you're doing agriculture, don't listen to just the people talking, because most people in Africa don't even read their constitution, but they read the Bible. So there's a lot of things that are happening in the government that a lot of outside people or the civilians don't even know about. So if you go there, you see you tell the government they've done a lot of studies of their land. They know where you can grow these and where all the different farms and all those things will be helpful. So you go there, you talk to them. This is something maybe strange, especially coming from like African Americans, when they come from a country where it's not really that practical or even easy to talk to the government. When you go to Africa, the government is accessible, especially when they know you are coming from the US or from all these, and you are coming there to invest and to do business. They'll take you seriously. That's one thing they need to do. Come together. Really, come together. I can see the Bag family is doing something, the Arrival, they're doing something. I think the Tyson in the Gambia doing something. And everyone there is doing something, which is great. But I think before you leave America, do your research. Right? Do your research. When you get to the Gambia, try to involve, even before you leave, you can even involve people at home. This is what I want to do. And I'm going to do this in Africa. I would like you guys to support me. Get support. Form groups. So contact the government, the local government. Get in touch with them. That's one thing. Secondly, form groups. There is power in forming groups, because even when you go to the government to say, this is what we want to do as a group, look at us, there's 20 of us, and what we are going to create might create hundreds and hundreds of jobs. What are you guys going to offer us? They'll offer you something. The third part is this notion, and I'm hearing this among a lot of black people in general, is it's FB1. Akon is building a city, and but who's funding Akon? That's a wrong attitude. It doesn't matter who's funding you. at the end of the day, even you, when you say, oh, the Chinese are funding Akon or whatever, somehow, somewhere, someone is funding you. You know, so let's not so focus so much about who is funding you. Look at the terms of the funding. If someone says, I'm going to give you $2 million, 2% interest, I'll give you 5 years to finish pay, take that. You know, because that's going to help you accelerate and get to where you're going. This idea of saying, oh, it has to be black, it has to be black, it has to be black. We're not going to do that because most black people don't have money. You know, so I support what Akon is doing. They're going to fund it, but eventually that's it to be paid off. And some of these interest rates are quite low. Some of these things. So what's the main point behind this? When you go, for those in America, there's a thing called the World Bank. The World Bank has plenty of money, and I'm telling you, plenty of money, put aside for things like agriculture, waste management, construction, and stuff like that in Africa. And their interest rate is better than you're gonna get from local African banks. So if you are in America, you can actually visit the World Bank. There's a branch, there's an African branch within the World Bank. And you can go there and look at the things which they're funding for. Right now, energy. So solar energy, they'll fund it. Agriculture, they'll fund it, and they'll even tell you which countries are good for this and all that stuff. They tell you where to buy the seeds and all those things. You know, so agriculture, they'll fund it. Waste management, they'll fund it. But the good thing I like about the World Bank is that when you present that to them, you have to be an honest person. And if you're not honest, they kick you out. That's the only requirement. Be honest and be legitimate and do your due diligence. You know, when you start, when you approach them. I say this, I'll give you an example. Strive Masiwa, a Zimbabwean billionaire, when he started his telecom company, he got $250,000 from the World Bank. And they sent someone who happened to be a brother from Guyana who was working for them to go to Zimbabwe and look at what Strive Masiwa was doing, because he had applied for it. And they talked to him, they showed him where he could improve, and they gave him the money, $250,000. This is back in the 90s. You know, today he's a billionaire. He's paid off the $250,000. He doesn't owe them nothing. So this notion that, oh, it's B1 has to stop. Get the money where you can. I just watched the video of Sister Shanice. There's a guy there with a tomato puree factory, and he's now doing water, and they're going to start doing everything, ketchup, you name it. But they're going step by step. Right now it's tomato puree and water. You know, where he's not getting tomatoes in the Gambia. The problem is it's not there. They grow tomatoes, but it's on a smaller scale. So if you want something like he wants to do, there's no way he's gonna get it straight away. You know, so he does his business, he does his calculation, he does his research, you know, and he finds out, okay, I can put a factory, but while I'm working on investing in the local Gambian people to start growing tomatoes, I'll start importing these tomatoes. And he's importing tomatoes from China, from Turkey, and from Egypt into the Gambia and making tomato puree. But in a year's time, then he's gonna start buying from local Gambians after, because you can't just go and say, you know, oh, you grow tomatoes. No, you gotta show people what to do. There's a lot of investment you have to put in before they start producing the right quality of tomatoes. So instead of you waiting for that, you can start by importing if it makes business sense. And there's a guy who's doing that in the Gambia. You can go on Sister Shanice's show. There's a guy doing that. But what I'm gonna say is we need to come together, especially with the World Bank. Then you're gonna know what is trending in Africa. Don't just go there blindly and listen to people. Or most people in Africa don't know, because if they knew, they'll be making money. The people that know about these things are making money. You know. So if you are in the Gambia, you say you want to get into waste management. You know, you got an American passport and you know the business you start doing, you have some locals you can work with. You live in New York, you live anywhere in America, drive, fly to where the World Bank is and go and see them. I think they have offices in New York and in Washington. Go there, talk to them. This is what I want to do. Do your research, and they will help you. They tell you what you need to present, and they will help you. And then we're going to start seeing some of you guys doing a lot better on the continent. You know, there's a lot of African Americans on the continent right now. But everyone is individual. That's also good. But I think if you want to have a bigger impact in any country you are in, come together. Come together. If you can't do that, support our ADDI. Thank you for watching this video. I hope there's some points there that are important that you might pick up. If you disagree with me, let me know. If you agree with me, let me know. But please like the video and share it. Thank you. Bye.